Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Yes, so I'm back with another video, and yes, I'm feeling like myself again, and I missed y'all guys. So today we have, hold on, I'm just checking my microphone. Okay, today we're actually going to look at the 1929 stock market crash, or Wall Street crash of 1929. The reason why we're looking at this video is going to be an additional part to our maybe series about the Great Depression, because I made a video that is actually the Great Depression, and it's only part 1. Part 2, the video got corrupted, and that's the reason why I still can't post it. So I'm going to fix the corrupted video, and I don't know when that part 2 will come out, but hey, it will just come out. So folks, I'm going to make a project, not for school, but I was thinking, what if I make a history video about the Bataan Great March? Great March, the Bataan Death March. I'm sorry for saying the Great March. It was the Death March, the Bataan Death March, because the reason why I want to make a video about the Bataan Death March is because I live in the Philippines, and I want to learn Philippine history, and the Bataan Death March is, for me, I'm very invested to it, and I want to learn more about it. So I'm actually thinking of making a video about the Bataan Death March, and I want your comments. Comment down below information about the Bataan Death March. So coming back to the Wall Street crash of 1929, the video we're going to use is extra credits video, the 1929 stock market crash, Black Thursday, extra history. So in Wikipedia, Black Tuesday and Wall Street crash, redirect here, because that's the cold Black Tuesday and Wall Street crash. I don't know why it says here. It said Thursday. The Wall Street crash of 1929, also known as the Great Crash, was a major American stock market crash that occurred in the autumn of 1929. It started in September and ended late in October, when share prices on the New York Stock Exchange collapsed. It was the most devastating stock market crash in the history of the United States, when taking into consideration to a full extent and duration of its after effects. The Great Crash is mostly associated with October 24, 1929, called Black Thursday, the day of the largest sell-off of shares in U.S. history, and October 29, 1929, called Black Tuesday, when investors traded some 16 million shares on the New York Stock Exchange in a single day. The crash, which followed the London Stock Exchange crash of September, signaled the beginning of the Great Depression. So that's a definition, or just a meaning, of the 1929 Death March. Death March. I'm very sorry. The 1929 Wall Street crash. I'm sorry, because I'm too invested towards that Bataan Death March. So I'm going to start my recording. Okay, so is it okay? So we're using extra credits video, and I'm gonna like this video so that I'm gonna give them support. And yeah, 1929 stock market crash, Black Thursday, extra history. I don't know much about the Wall Street crash, and I want to learn more about that. This is just a 9-minute video, and yeah, this is going to be a quick video just to tell you guys that I'm back and ready to post again. So here we go. There we go. Hold on. Wait. Ooh, whoa, what's happening?
March 4th, 1929, Washington, D.C., the inauguration of Herbert Hoover. We have
Herbert
reached a
Hoover.
higher degree of comfort and security than ever existed before in the history of the world.
Says America's 31st president.
Through liberation from widespread poverty, we have reached a higher degree of individual freedom than ever before.
Hoover's campaign had focused on prosperity. Though he had not personally approved it, a local campaign flyer had stated that Republican policies had put a chicken in every pot and a car in the backyard.
In no nation are the institutions of progress more advanced. In no nation are the fruits of accomplishment more secure. In no nation is the government more worthy of respect. No country more loved by its people. I have an abiding faith in their capacity, integrity, and high purpose. I have no fears for the future of our country. It is bright with hope.
Black Thursday is 6
Black
months
Thursday.
away.
Oh God. This is actually my first time reacting to extra credits, and I like their style. I like their animations, and yeah, it's like an oversimplified and drawing, but better. But I'll give respect towards oversimplified. They're funny, and I love the history videos they post. Anyway, Herbert Hoover, the 31st U.S. president, and yeah.
The month of Hoover's inauguration, one number is on the lips of every trader on Wall Street: 381, an all-time high for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. From the outside, the economy looks strong, but there are worrying signs. For 9 years, the stock market has climbed, increasing sixfold from its level in 1921. And the relentless upward trend makes investment look like a sure thing. And throughout the second half of the 1920s, more people buy into the market than ever before. And not just stockbrokers or captains of industry. Factory workers, restaurant owners, and even shoeshine boys are all putting money in. One market analyst says the Dow has reached a permanently high plateau. Steady gains make investing seem like easy cash, especially because you don't even need money to get into the market. Because stockbrokers at the bank offer loans for investors to buy stock, a practice called buying on the margin.
Yeah, okay, buying on the margin. Guys, can you folks tell me more about the stock market crash or Wall Street crash? Because I don't know much about stocks, and I'm kind of lost. And I know some, but others, no, I don't know much.
And the beauty is, everybody makes money. With the upward climb of the market, you can put down 10% of a stock's worth, take out a loan from your broker for the rest, and then sell the stock when the value goes up high enough to pay off the loan and net yourself a profit. People mortgage their homes, even their businesses, to buy stock, sinking all their savings into it. And why not? It's a sure thing. Unless there's a margin call. Because the stock is actually the collateral for the loan. So if a value of a stock drops, the down payment the investor has provided has essentially shrunk. In that case, the broker who lent the money can ask the investor to immediately provide more money to repay a minimum amount of the loan. And if they can't, the investor then has to sell the stock to cover the loan. But investors aren't the only ones borrowing money. Easy loans and installment buying have fueled the economic boom of the 1920s.
Oh, so that's another reason the Wall Street crash happened, or maybe the things the people did back in the day in the US, investing stocks, getting loans in the bank just to invest, and paying the loan and getting profits. Okay.
Businesses take out loans to expand, families buy new household goods and home improvements, and Henry Ford offers the Model T in installments, creating a massive boom in auto sales that in turn fuels the American steel, glass, petroleum, and rubber industries. And most crucially, farms borrow money to mechanize. Pushed to surge crop production during World War I, farmers borrow money to both expand their acreage and buy tractors, harvesters, and other equipment. The problem is, this new production capacity floods the market with cheap agricultural goods, making it now more difficult for the leveraged farms to make money. In other words, America is stuffed with bad loans. In fact, by 1929, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York is so worried about buying on the margin that they raised the lending rate to discourage borrowing. But this, unfortunately, has a knock-on effect. Central banks in Europe now feel they have to match the new rate, sending many of those nations, still recovering from World War I, into recession. This sudden
Oh,
uncertainty,
God.
along with a well-respected analyst saying that they believe the
Recession.
market is overvalued and might crash, trigger a few market shocks in October. But the Dow always recovers its value before the end of the day. Until
October 24th, 1929. What was it? Black Thursday happened. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I gotta mute that. 1989, October 29, 1929, Black Thursday.
October 24th,
24th.
1929, Black
sorry.
Thursday. The shouting starts right after the opening bell.
Sell! Sell! Sell!
A feeding frenzy. No one knows what's happening, but investor sentiment has soured, and the panic is infectious. Minutes into the trading day, the market loses 11% of its value. Floor traders shove, scream. So many trades happen so fast, the stock ticker that brings the market real time to traders across the country can't record the wild fluctuation in price, meaning stockbrokers in Chicago and California are trading based on prices that are 4 hours old. People begin gathering outside on the street, sensing the chaos. Rumors fly around Wall Street that stockbrokers are committing suicide, leaping from the windows of their buildings. But these reports are false, fed by the death of a German chemist who had really, though accidentally, fallen out of a hotel window. However, in the
Okay, a German journalist. Wow. That's okay. Thank goodness that's just false. It's just rumors. That's hilarious. Imagine you saw like someone just fell from the window and you thought, huh, the stockbrokers are committing suicide. Like, jeez.
their buildings. But these reports are false, fed by the death of a German chemist who had really, though
I'm sorry,
accidentally,
not journalist, chemist. And okay.
fallen out of a hotel window. However, in the panic, the public takes these rumors as gospel. In a back room, several titans of banking meet to try to halt the chaos. There's the head of Chase National Bank, the head of Morgan Bank, and the head of National City Bank of New York. These men remembered the last financial crisis, the panic of 1907, where the market had lost half of its value within 3 weeks. And the market only steadied when J.P. Morgan had gathered a consortium of banking friends to make big investments in both the stock market and the banks. They decide to do the same. Between them, they gather a pot of money and hand it to Richard Whitney, vice president of the New York Stock Exchange. He walks onto the trading floor, attracting everyone's attention, and makes a huge buy of U.S. steel, offering a price well above what it's currently trading at. Then, he does the same for other major companies, showing his faith in the market. It has the desired effect. The market begins to climb. And at the closing bell, it's only lost 6.38 points. But it isn't over. Though the market has temporarily calmed, that big drop has shaken traders' faith. The margin calls start going out. And all over America, dinner cooks, busboys, and farmers pick up their phone to find out they suddenly owe their brokers money due immediately.
Yeah. Immediately, because they took a loan in the banks and now you have to pay them back. Okay. Tell me more information in the comments down below. I'm just trying to put commentary in this video because let's say I don't want to get copyright claim.
Some amounts are massive, $500, $1,000. Sums that in 1929 you might not even be able to cover by selling a car or a house, even if you could sell a car or a house that fast. But people most certainly try. October 28th, Black Monday. The opening bell signals pandemonium. Floor traders shout and shove. Everyone wants to get out of the market. Well, some don't want to. They have to. Selling stocks to repay loans because their clients couldn't pony up enough for the margin call. And everyone wants out fast. Values are tanking so quickly that the difference between selling now and selling 30 minutes from now could mean another 10% of value loss. And there's such trading volume that some trades are never even recorded. And by the end of this day, the Dow has lost another 12.82% of its value, and the panic continues. October 29th, Black Tuesday.
Yeah, okay. This is the Black Tuesday one, October 29. Okay. Wow. I wasn't expecting it was horrible. It's just too horrible. Like the market, the stock market, geez. Okay. Whoa, this is my first time learning about that. What? Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know much about the Wall Street crash. Comment down below information again. And the reason why I heard about the Wall Street crash, because I learned that from oversimplified video about Adolf Hitler. And yes, I know about him. So yeah.
Market won't stop bleeding. People are getting into fistfights on the trading floor.
The
The problem is that even though everyone is selling, no one's buying. It keeps going down, down, down. Shell-shocked floor traders look at each other, trading slips spilling out of their pockets. Some are now so worthless, they leave them on the floor. The market has dropped 23% in 2 days and would keep dropping. Another emergency stock purchase by banking consortiums would lead to a one-day boost, and it would even rally the next month. But the Dow entered a steady descent
The Great
that would not
Depression,
hit bottom
1932.
until mid-1932, in the depths of the Great Depression. But it's important to remember that the crash and the depression are not the same thing. Historians still argue about how connected they were. In fact, the depression proper would not hit until months later, when banks started to fail from bad loans and unemployment rose. Then, as today, it's important to remember that the stock market isn't the same thing as the economy. The Dow Jones recovered faster than the country as a whole. But the crash shook consumer confidence and wiped out the savings of small investors, leading to fewer purchases of items like cars at a time when auto manufacturing was a large part of the American economy. Whether responsible for the depression or not, the 1929 crash would symbolize the start of very hard times. Within a few short years, Ford's assembly line ground to a halt, sending unemployment in Detroit to 34%. Half of construction workers were without work. The country watched the U.S. Army deploy tanks and tear gas against a World War I veterans protest, and great dust storms tore across the plains, making it snow red in New England.
Wow, this is devastating. People unemployed, people fighting. Hell, there's U.S. troops are now getting deployed in the streets. Like, whoa, jeez.
A decade of disasters, ecological, financial, and deeply personal, all heralded by the Wall Street crash. And while I'm sure we'll cover the Depression in more detail someday, for now, it is good to remember that as hard as those times were, we got through them. It took perseverance and cooperation, but we did
Free
recover.
soup.
Even when things looked dark, we came back. Until next time, stay safe, everyone. Legendary thanks to Ahmed.
Okay, anyway, the Great Depression actually, not really the Great Depression started, but the Great Depression, addition with the Prohibition, started the mafia. You know what, we all know what a mafia is, and the reason of Prohibition, we all know what Prohibition is. It's actually a banning of liquor. I know it's not just that simple, but by that, just banning liquor, it made a country kind of more addition of criminals, because we all know the Great Depression, and the Prohibition happened, and this is like, it was post World War II. Yep, it's post World War II, and the most notable gangster that I know in the Prohibition period and the Great Depression period is Al Capone. And I actually saw a video, in oversimplified video, about Prohibition, and I want to look that video up. So thank you for watching, buddy. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.